Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So we're gonna start by laying down on Shavasana. So getting ourselves very comfortable here. If you have a pillow or a bolster, you can place it under your legs just to release your lower back onto the ground. Otherwise, you can go into plain old-fashioned Shavasana, extending your legs, maybe pushing your heels away from you, bringing the hands by your sides, palms facing up, allowing the shoulders to roll, open, and release those shoulders onto the floor and away from the ears. Relax your toes, your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs and your buttocks. Allow your hips to be heavy. If there is discomfort on your lower back or on your hips, and you do not want to place a bolster under your knees, you could also bend the knees and rest your foot soles on the floor, walking your feet apart but bringing your knees closer together. So that's another option that might work to release your hips or your back. Pay attention to the curvature of the spine. Allow your back to relax, your lower back, your mid back, and your upper back. Shoulders and arms are heavy. Hands are soft, and your fingers curl naturally into your palms. No tension, no effort, just relaxation. Relax your neck, your jaw, and your face, and allow your eyelids to be softly closed, and maybe, if it feels comfortable, roll your eyes towards the center of the forehead, right between the eyebrows, where your Ajna chakra is, or your third eye. And some of you might feel a sensation as falling down. It is said that when we look into the third eye, we open a portal that guides us into the depths of the mind. Start bringing the awareness to your breath. Without changing it, observe it. Notice how you're breathing right now. If your breath is short and shallow, it might be signaling that the mind is set in the past, where things were maybe better or scarier. That will, short and shallow breath will set the mind in the future. And it will make you think about the things that are yet to come. Maybe you're scaring or yourself or getting excited about what's ahead. If the breath is slow on the exhalation and very long, then the mind is in the past. It's set in the past, and maybe you are thinking where things were used to be better or worse. The way you want to breathe is evenly and deeply. And so we're going to start with a pranayama to set up that pattern. Bring your thumbs and index together, and that will be your number 1. Then thumbs and middle finger touch, that's your number 2. And then thumbs touch the ring finger, that's 3. And then thumbs and pinkies touch, and that's number 4. When you exhale, once again count from index to pinkies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue on your own and don't let your mind wander. If you want to think of some mantras, I offer you sa, S-A, instead of one, ta, T-A, na, N-A, ma, M-A. As you inhale, sa, ta, na, ma. As you exhale, sa, ta, na, ma. If the mantra does not resonate with you, 1, 2, 3, 4 will do. The mantra Sa Ta Na Ma means life, birth, life, death or transformation, and rebirth. Birth, life, death, and rebirth. Don't let your mind wander. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you finish with your mantras, release your mudras, observe your breath. Next time you inhale, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move your feet side to side. Stretch your arms overhead and give yourself a big stretch from toes to fist. Tight, 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 turn face. And release. Again, inhale deeply, stretch and tense and squeeze, tight, 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 glutes and legs to create a lot of energy. And release. Last one, make it count. Breathe in and squeeze and tense, tight, tight, tight. And let all tension go. You may hug your knees and rock side to side, getting a nice massage through your back. You can also keep your feet on the floor and swing your knees side to side if that feels better. And when you are ready, move on to your favorite side and lay on a fetal position for a few moments. Now the next part, you can do it with a blanket bolster or plain on the ground. So if you don't have a prop, you can stay laying down on your side and bring your knees at a 90-degree angle and stay here. If you would like to work with a prop, you can roll up a blanket just to make a little noodle if the bolster is too big. So I will do blanket, but if you want to do bolster, we're going to place it against your hip and then lay over, resting the shoulder on the floor. But I'll do the blanket instead. If you don't have a bolster or blanket, that's okay. You can stay laying on the side. You'll get the stretch, I promise. So you're going to get yourself on your side. Watch for your neck. If your temple rests on the floor and that doesn't feel right, you can then bend your bottom elbow, your bottom arm, and rest your hand on your arm. And just making sure that this feels right. So letting the head fall down is not a bad thing. It's just going to give you a deeper extension through the side. And some people might like that. Some people might not. All right. So on your next inhalation, top hand reaches up towards the sky. And as you exhale, rotate your torso like if you were going to do a prayer breath. But instead of going on to prayer breath, once you have rotated your torso as far as it will go, bend the elbow and rest your hand right between your rib cage and your hip. And you can bring your hand closer to your tummy. So you're going to relax here. Let your shoulder and elbow relax again. Your elbow against your body. Your shoulder relaxes towards the floor behind you. Adjust your head so your neck is comfortable. You can point your nose up, to the left, or even to the extended arm. And start breathing deeply in and out into the left side of your body. And you want to think about breathing in and out into your hand, like if you were guiding the breath right into your hand against your body. Make sure that you relax that elbow down towards your body, so you're not keeping your body active. Quite the opposite. You want to fully let go here. It's okay to change position at any point if you feel like if your body is not comfortable anymore, do shift around. If the mantras are working for you, you might repeat in your mind Om as you inhale, Shanti as you exhale. Om as you inhale, Shanti as you exhale. Breathing in and out. Remember, Om being universal symbol or connection to the divine, to each other, to our higher self. And Shanti, the Sanskrit word for peace. That connection to our divine self that brings up peace within and among ourselves. Om Shanti. Don't let your mind wander. If the mantra does not work, that's okay. You can return to breathing 1, 2, 3, 4 in and 1, 2, 3, 4 out. Don't let your mind go away. If you like working with your third eye, if you like visualizing, you may visualize energy entering the crown of the head. It can be bright white energy or any other color that resonates with you today. Let it enter through the crown, moving down your spine towards the heart center and right into your hand, again, the one that you have against your body, against your side. Infusing your body with prana. And some of you might get some sensation right at the hamsa, right at the eye of the hand, the very center of your palm. Some of you will feel heat. Some of you will feel a tingling sensation. If you're a Reiki practitioner, then probably your hands are already on fire. But you can still move the flow of prana if you are not. Rising and falling. Don't let your mind go away. We're gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. And on your next inhalation, reach that hand that is on your side towards the sky and open towards the back. If you wanna rest it on the floor, if it goes all the way, you do that. If not, you can place a prop, a block, a bolster. If that is too much for your elbow, if your arm is not going all the way, rest your hand somewhere else, not where you had it against your body. So you can come a little higher on your rib cage. You can rest it on your chest. And you will start feeling that cooling sensation where your hand was. And start sending your prana to that area. That energy you left right on your side body. Continue to guide the breath there. Expand deeply into your side, rising, and exhale, falling. If you have no problems with your shoulder, you could also reach your hand overhead to get a deeper extension through the side body. So extending your hand towards the top of the mat, reaching away from you, resting the hand so you'll get a deeper extension. This is only an option, you don't have to. You can go back on a T or up, but you continue to send the breath where your hand was. You may go back to your mantra, Om Shanti. Take 4 more breaths here on your side, full deep breaths. And on your next exhalation, mindfully, circle your arm in front of you, relax your shoulder forward, relax your hands together. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation. So from here, we're just gonna turn towards our back and then to the other side. With or without props, so you can have either a bolster or a roll blanket or nothing. Lay down flat on your side, that also works. Stack your knees, reach your arms in front, and like if you were going to do prayer breath, reach your arm up as you inhale, and then exhale, rotate your torso, really opening up through the shoulder. Now from here, once your arm has gotten to as far as it's gonna go, bend the elbow again and rest your hand against your body, between your rib cage and your hip. Try to bring your elbow close to the body, but still let your shoulder open up. Your gaze can be towards the sky, towards your extended arm in front of your chest, or towards the right, depending what works for you. Once you get into that position that works well, close your eyes, watch your breath. Maybe go back to your mantra, Om Shanti. In your mind, repeating Om as you inhale, Shanti as you exhale. If you were working with your visualization, remember that you allow that bright light enter the crown of the head, your Sahasrara chakra, passing through the third eye, throat chakra, your Anahata chakra or heart center, and then right to your hand and into the side of your body, infusing yourself with pranic energy, life force. If there are any thoughts that are keeping you from breathing deeply, try to focus on the flow of breath. Maybe on the inner sound of the mantra. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And once again, we're going to allow the arm to go towards the sky on the next inhalation. And as you exhale, release your arm behind you. If your arm touches the floor and it's okay for you to stay here, you're welcome to do that. If it feels better for you to reach overhead, getting that extension through the side of the body, you may do that. Close your eyes and continue to guide the breath to the side of your body. Use the sensation that you have left to guide the pranic flow. Don't let your mind wander. Observe. You may go back to your mantra, Om Shanti. Om as you inhale, Shanti as you exhale. Take 4 more breaths here. On your next exhalation, circle your arm in front of your chest, relax your shoulder forward, stack your hands, and breathe. You're gonna use your top hand to slowly help yourself up. On your next exhalation, no rushing. Once you come up onto your seated position, if you have a blanket or a block or something to sit on, you can fold your prop and place it under your seat. You can also go along the mat if you prefer. We're gonna go onto a, almost like if we were going onto Janu Sirsasana or head to knee pose. Bring your right leg out to the side and bend your left knee and bring your foot sole against your thigh. If you have a pillow or a bolster that you can put in front of you, you can use that. If not, we're gonna still hinge forward and use our hands instead. So lengthen through the spine as you inhale. Flex your foot and keep your toes facing forward for now. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, lean forward. So some of you might stay with the hands on the floor. Some of you might rest the elbows on the floor. Some of you might stack the fist and rest the forehead down. And once you get to that place that will work for your hips, release your toes, but let your toes move forward. Don't let your leg go out to the side if you can. Find your rhythm. Those of you with a bolster, if you haven't gone too far forward and you want some support under the forehead, you can place your bolster against the forehead and hug it against you. So many options. Don't let your mind wander. You may return to your mantra, Om Shanti, or count 4 as you inhale and 4 as you exhale. If it's okay, if your head has no connection with the hands or with a prop, and you want a little bit of a neck massage, you are welcome to move your chin gently across the collarbone, side to side. The mind will wander, bring it back. Watch your breath. If there is any part of your body that is speaking to you with this stretch, you can use the same technique as before and use the sensation as your main object, as your meditation object, and send the pranic flow to that area. Unless, of course, it's a joint that is torquing or pinching, then we change the position and we stay away from those sensations. We'll take 4 more breaths here. Be mindful of your neck. Start walking the hands in towards the body. And slowly and with control, bring your chin parallel to the floor. Relax your shoulders back and down. Lean back, extend your left leg forward. Bring them both to the center. Shake the tension off and move your feet. Maybe rotate them. And we're gonna go on to the other side. So when you are ready, extend your left leg out to the left and bend your right knee in against, foot sole against the inner thigh. So before we relax into the pose, we find our alignment. So flex your left foot, so toes point straight back to the best of your ability. Press your legs down. Hinge from the hips, move your body forward until you feel the stop. Once you notice that you start hinging from the waist, you have gone too far. So always from the creases of the legs, then rest your hands on the floor, then release your foot. So trying to keep the toes relaxed and pointing forward rather than out to the side. And then some of you might go onto the elbows or stack the fist or use the prop or the hands to stay in a place that is suitable for your hips and your knees. Don't let your mind go away. Observe your breath. If you like a neck massage, you may tuck your chin onto your chest and move it across the collarbone side to side. It is likely that some of us will feel this neck stretch all the way back down to the lumbar spine or into the hip. Be mindful. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. With control, as you inhale, start walking your hands up towards your body. Come back to an upright. Lean back as you bring that knee up. Extend your legs forward and shake the tension of bounce and move side to side. Rotate your ankles. Awesome. Now for the next stretch, if you don't have a prop, we're going to go on to a more active position so that you can still get that back shape, back extension. So if you do have a prop, you can have your bolster or your folded blanket under the sacrum and lay back down, back onto your back. And we're going to allow the toes and the knees to be fist distance apart. If you do not have a prop, you're gonna stay here on the ground, but tuck your tailbone and allow your lumbar spine and your sacrum to stay on the floor. So if you place your prop, remember that we're not placing it under the lower back, but actually we're going all the way down to the tailbone, lifting that tailbone and creating that almost like a sway in the back towards the ground here. So rounding the back or slouching towards the floor. But you're still gonna get that without the prop by tucking the tailbone, squeezing the bums. It's more of an active pose, but that's okay. Just try to keep your feet active for now if you do not have a prop. Relax your hands by your sides, palms facing up. See if you can start relaxing your body, but do not lose the shape of the body. So see if you can let go of your legs and your glutes and still have that position of the pelvis. You're almost on a posterior pelvic tilt here. Move your head side to side. Make sure you're not putting any tension on the neck. Keep your face parallel to the floor. Relax your toes on the ground and observe. Don't let your mind go away. Deep breathing. Take one more breath, full deep breath. If you have a prop, squeeze your bum, and on your next breath, pick up the hips, move your prop out of the way, and then with control, release yourself back down, extend one leg at a time on the ground, and observe. Don't let your mind wander. You may hug your knees and rock side to side, massage your back. Come back to center, bring your foot soles on the floor. Since your head is away from the Om, I'm gonna bother you and make you turn around so your head is towards me. And we're gonna go on to our tummy. I keep forgetting to tell you to start with the face towards the Om. I'll remember next time, so I said last time. I'll make a sign or something so we all remember. I just keep forgetting. So from here, bring your big toes to touch, hands under the forehead, and relax for a few moments. Balance your pelvis on the floor to see if you can feel your hip bones and your pubic bone onto the ground. Some of us won't feel that, but just try to feel your hips as even to the ground as you can. And on your next inhalation, press your hands onto the floor, lift your chest and your shoulders. Your gaze can be somewhere on the ground. And when you're ready, walk your elbows right below the shoulders, palms facing up. You want to have those elbows and our wrist in line with your shoulders. Now for your legs, you may bring your feet parallel and keep your legs about fist distance apart. If you have any concerns with your back or your hips, walk your feet a little wider apart. You can go as wide as your mat, and that will ease onto your hips. Then draw your shoulder blades together, push them down, and breathe. You may tuck your chin onto your chest and massage your neck once again. And when you're ready, you can come back to center. You can either let your head dangle if that feels right for your neck. Some of you might be looking towards the edge of the mat in front of you, or maybe slightly forward or even up. It will all depend on what feels right for your neck. You can stay here in this Sphinx pose. Otherwise, you may bring your legs wide apart, maybe mat width apart if they're not already there. This is only an option. You can stay right where you are. Flip your palms down and maybe push yourself up. This is gonna give you a deeper extension through your back. Some of you might even walk the hands closer to the body and release your shoulders back. Gaze can be once again towards the top of the mat, forward or up. Breathe deeply. If you find that this is too intense for your back, you can return to your elbows. And you can stay up here and still let your head dangle. Whatever works. Maybe eyes of the elbows will face forward to open up through the shoulders. You can go into a shoulder dip if that feels good, and move your ear towards each shoulder to get a nice massage on your side of the neck. And then find your center. Your gaze once again can be up, forward, or down. Deep breathing. We're gonna take 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready and with control, walk your hands slightly forward, rest your elbows back to the floor. Stack your hands one on top of the other at the center of the mat, elbows out to the sides, forehead down. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles to touch, and allow your feet to go down towards the floor into a butterfly position. This pronated butterfly will allow you to find that position of the pelvis that we're always seeking when we are on our backs. Do not worry about your feet actually touching the floor. Some of you will, that's fine, but don't force it. If it works for your neck, move your head to the right, your face to the right. You can stay here with your hands under the hands by the hips, palms facing up, rounding the shoulders. If you want a little more of groundness, you can bring your hands under your thighs to ground through your hands, gaze to the side. You'll feel like your shoulders touch the floor more. Deep breathing into your back body. Turn your gaze to the other side on your next breath to balance your neck. Breathe deeply. Take one more breath, full deep breath. Release your hands, bring your forehead or chin to the floor, circle your arms under the forehead. Bring your feet up, walk your knees closer together, windshield wipe your feet. When you're ready, come back to center. Keep your knees closer together and let your feet move out to the sides and rotate your ankles. Moving your feet like if you were trying to touch the floor with the outer edges of your feet. So you're moving your feet out to the sides. Getting that nice release on your SI joint. Relax your glutes if you can. Rotate on the other way. And release. Bring your feet together. Release them down. Toes touch, heels out. Observe. Take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you're ready, move your body towards the left side of the mat. Just push your body to the left. Extend your right arm to the top of the mat and roll towards the back and find your way very gracefully, like I just showed you, toward to your back. Why are you guys laughing? I don't get it. Extend your hands, palms facing up. Shake the tension off your body. Relax your jaw and your face. Pay attention to the sensations of your back compared to what it feels like from where you first started on your Shavasana. If there is any stretch that your body might be craving for, happy baby or a swivel of the knees or anything at all, you can go for it now. Maybe hugging the knees, anything at all. And when you are ready, we're going to return to butterfly position. Although we did it on our tummies, we're going to get back into it and notice the difference, notice the sensations. Once your foot soles touch, let your knees flare. If you need extra support, you can always have your bolster under the legs and then let your knees flare and rest on the prop. So it's different for everybody. Just make sure you find that version of this position that works for you today. Elongate your neck. You can bring your hands under the neck, lift the head, and just glide your hands behind your head and then let it relax on the floor. Draw your blades together, push your shoulders down, and then release your upper back on the floor, relaxing your hands. If you like Japanese meditation, you could bring your arms up and let your shoulders still drop towards the floor, stacking your joints. Whichever version of the arms work. Just try not to let your mind go away. Observe your breath. Let us take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, bring your knees up. You can help with your hands. Extend your legs. Push your heels away from you. And then relax. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. Next time you inhale, wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Stretch your arms overhead. Bring your legs closer together and squeeze every muscle from toes to fists. Prune face, tight, tight, tight. And release. Again, flex or point your feet and squeeze your glutes, your legs, tight, tight, tight. And release. Last one, make it count. Breathe in and squeeze and tense. Prune face. Let all tension go. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor and move onto your favorite side and lay on a fetal position for a few moments. Relax your jaw and your face and use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. Meet me on a comfortable seated position, so you may use your props to sit up tall. Any seated position will do. Just make sure your knees and your hips are happy. Relax your shoulders over the hips and bring your hands together at the center of the heart. Observe your breath. We're going to seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om. But first we'll take a breath together. Inhale through your nostrils, expand your tummy, side ribs and chest. And exhale, chest, side ribs and belly. Inhale to Om. Observe. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Blink your eyes open, gaze forward. Build up the extra good vibes and shower yourself and shake off whatever is you don't need. Thank you, yogis. Have a wonderful evening. Namaste.